something to think about as you venture out on your personal quest to find strength and continue to prepare your body to adapt and handle the forces and energy of whatever you choose to do in life, and then adapt as best you can to the unpredictables and learn along the way. But the biggest thing, the biggest essential, the biggest law, the biggest fundamental, the biggest foundation that we are not ever able to escape is strength. Some things I want to bring highlights on. Unfortunately, today, strength is met with, when you hear even people talking about it, I'll just quickly, briefly come across an interview, and it's a world-renowned strength person, or it's a fitness person, or it's somebody, 60 and all cranked out and veined out and bearded out, or, ovaried out, or whatever it is. And they're talking about strength. And it's always in a way of, quit being a little bitch. Like, that's one thing. Or to resist aging. You need to stay strong to resist aging. And it's just this fucking violent, angry, prevention, protect yourself, because all this shitstorm is coming. And then they'll throw in a study and show, muscle mass and cancer, muscle mass and heart disease, and muscle mass and MS, and muscle mass and Alzheimer's, and muscle mass. Again, now even throwing big four things at you, which are just healing responses, but then again, to get you terrified into being strong. So I'm sorry, I don't want to acquire something, acquire an asset that I'm gaining because I'm terrified. And that's one of the craziest things when I'm sitting here watching. I'm like, Jesus Christ. But you will have people that will attempt to go their route and will appear very strong, but in a method to resist. The other form of strength that I see a lot, especially nowadays, more than ever, is strength on top to hide everything. Strength to hide. Be so strong that you hide injuries, you hide sensations, you hide feelings, you hide truth, you hide what your body is trying to tell you. And that could be symptoms, that could be injuries, that could be feelings like depression and loneliness, and that could be alcoholism, or that could be icing, or that could be, and we get so strong so we hide from alcohol, and we hide the desire that we want alcohol, and it's fucking awesome. Or we hide that we want ice cream because it's fucking, or we hide our divorce, or we hide our abusive person, or we hide, and it's just this holy shit. And again, that will drive a human, because a human is a fascinating organism. A human will literally, with whatever the intent is, can grow and adapt and create and flower anything off of what premise? It's like growing a flower on top of a bunch of puppies that you killed. Like, how fucking awesome was that? But look at the flower. I know, but look at the puppies. Jesus. And so, again, where it's coming from, this strength, and I want to bring a couple anecdotal scenarios in. I've had many in the office back when I had an office, or as clientele, where they came in from a traditional standpoint of training and were very strong, very, very, if we just measure the physical aspect of it, very strong. And they were expressing symptoms and injuries, and puzzled because it had been years and years and no resolve, and they had tried all this stuff, but so strong. Well, then as we were kind of combing through and peeling away and getting even stronger, but from a truer sense, from an honest sense, from a sense where the human wants and thrives, and there's not these, hiding emotions or hiding feelings, or to resist anything and to prevent injury or hide injury any longer. And then all of a sudden, after 9 months to a year, there's the source. Holy shit. And you're stronger than you were when you walked in. But you don't just appear strong, you actually are strong. So there's a lot of times we get so strong in the version of what strength is being sold as, that we can never really see where we need to do the work. Until the body gets to a point that it doesn't really matter how much strength you have. It doesn't really matter how much you appear to have. Not true strength. The body will just push through, again, like the seed through the sidewalk, the flower through the sidewalk. It'll come through, and it might be 20 years, might be 30 years, but it won't. That's why we have childhood trauma cycles. Like, they keep coming back forward. They give you the opportunity. The body has a healing response, and will keep giving you the opportunity until you change it. And it's going to get worse and worse and worse until you acknowledge it and change it. So the same thing happens when that goes with where we pile on being so strong to almost hide how injured we are, and not just physical injuries, the whole lot. So I've seen that a lot. I've also seen, personally and professionally, if you want to be gentle with yourself, or there's a season where gentle is the call, and there will be, because you just won't have the energy in your body. You won't have it. Your symptoms will not be one where you can get aggressive. You are going to have to abide by a whole nother set of laws and rules. But to be gentle, you have to be fucking strong. I want to say that again. To express consistent gentle in a state of an ingredient for an understanding of a healing response, to understand what your body needs, what your life needs through symptoms, not to fix symptoms, because we don't ever fix symptoms, nor do we change things to fix them. We use the understanding and wisdom of the symptom to find the change in our life, to help elevate our lives and understand more in our lives and gain more in our lives and feel more in our lives. But there might be seasons, months, years where gentle is going to be the audible, gentle is going to be the consistent call at the line. And you have to be strong to be able to be gentle. Otherwise, being gentle then has it where it's gentle in a place where there has to be an adaptive response there. So to be confidently, peacefully gentle, you have to be so strong to just be able to exist there. So that's where another benefit to being truly strong, and another reason for you guys to seek out, because you never want to be strong for fat loss, you never want to be strong for bone health, you never want to be strong to avoid cancer, you never want to be strong to balance your hormones. It's all these conditions. You don't want to do that, because then you're adding muscle to fix something, or you're not realizing, and it's conditional. And once you gain it, you won't see a reason to keep it. You won't see a reason to have any. It just won't make sense. And it's got to make sense, because what we're talking about is a non-negotiable. What we're talking about is an essential. What we're talking about is here all the time. So to be gentle, you got to be fucking truly strong. And then to be truly strong, you have to be able to understand what gentle is and be able to express that for lengths of time without panic, or without feeling like you're weak, or without feeling that you're weak to a fault. Body, just like it needs to swell, just like it needs to be inflamed, just like it needs to be fevered, just like it needs to be depressed, just like it needs to be guilty, just like it needs to be shameful, sometimes it's got to be weak. And you train as that weak person, you adapt as that weak person, you get in the sun as that weak person, you understand light at least as that weak person, you understand where rest, some of the basics. But to be gentle, you have to be strong. To be strong, you have to understand what gentle is, true strong. And then true strength won't hide. True strength isn't there to resist. True strength isn't there to offend. True strength isn't there to be hoarse all the time. True strength isn't there to be... I'm sorry. I've just seen clips of these podcasts and all these fucking guys that talk about strength, and they're so loaded on so much shit, and I'm just like, and they're always hoarse. I'm like, God damn, is that a prereq? Oh man, oh. Okay. But yeah, it's not to hide, it's to expose. And the stronger you are, you know you're truly gaining strength because you're feeling more. You know you're truly gaining strength because you're going into areas of your life you never even saw. Or you're going into areas of your life you're like, damn, this costs a lot. Or God, this is uncomfortable. Or man, this is unsettling. Holy shit. Yeah, that's some of the strength I'm talking about. Because again, the tissue that you add onto your system that manages the force and energy of your life is muscle. And muscle expresses itself through the opposite of what's being marketed and sold. It's what survives, accidents. It's what survives you on an operating table. It's what allows you to express emotions and express even my facial expressions. You guys are understanding my delivery of my message through my musculature, because my muscles are moving my body and communicating to you. Muscle is what allows us to sing. Muscle is what allows us to, crave food, digest food, eat food, void food, evacuate food, wash, sleep, laugh, cry, love, make changes, sustain changes, create symptoms, sustain symptoms, and then all the unpredictables. So it's all the stuff. There's your motivation as to why you train, and there are no days off of training. There's going to be something every single day because it's an essential. Like light is an essential, like nourishment, not food and water, is an essential. Like rest, not just sleep, is an essential. Like relating is an essential, not just romance. Like purpose is an essential, not just career and job. So start to sort of peer into why you are so strong, or why you think you need to be strong, and then see if you can see through some of these messages out there. Because again, I've worked with those people who the body is like the sidewalk. It'll push the flower through this really, really rigid, strong appearing, resistant. I thought I was doing, now we got to break it down. So that's the faith you can have, is that even if you're just like, how do I know? Body will tell you at some point you'll have the opportunity to see. And then it's you to take the reins because you had them all along. Boom.